In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 skills that actually matter, not some fancy ones that you see on YouTube. These skills actually save you time, money, and reduce mistakes when using Claude Code. So let's get straight into this. So skill number 1 is the skill creator skill. This is one of Anthropic's official skills, and in my opinion is probably one of the most important skills that you can have when using Claude Code. Now, essentially, it builds skills for you. It creates the skills. You don't have to touch anything, any MD file. You don't have to write anything. You just talk to Claude in natural language, and it builds a skill for you that you can use forever. Essentially, you can tell Claude you want to create a skill for a certain thing. You can give it an SOP. You can speak to Claude, and it will create a reusable skill that you can use forever. Now, to use this skill, really easy. You just need to copy and paste this line into Claude, and I'll leave all of the skill and plugin links in the description, so you can just copy and paste them straight into Claude and it will install them for you. But once you have installed skill creator, essentially all you need to do is type /skill creator, and Claude is going to return skill creator ready. What are you working on? New skill or iterating on an existing one? If existing, point me to the folder. So skill creator not only creates new skills for you, it can run evals and improve your current skills. This is extremely important, especially if you have a massive Claude Code project with tons and tons of skills and you don't want to go in and manually edit the MD files. This skill will do it for you. Super important. I've installed this globally, so whatever Claude Code project I am working on, skill creator is ready for me to use. The problem skill creator solves is actually really simple. It essentially allows you to build skills in the correct format with natural language. So you can imagine if you're building a skill for a client, they say they have a pain point that they want to solve, you can ask Claude to then go ahead and build you a skill around that instead of manually typing out the markdown files, figuring out the structure, etc. Definitely recommend having skill creator installed globally so you can use it on any project. Let's move on to the next one. Skill number 2 is the Superpowers skill, and this literally gives Claude superpowers. You can see here, when you just use Claude Code normally, it usually sprints and executes on creating the code straight away, skips planning, and claims it's done without actually verifying that the code works. Now with Superpowers, it takes a step back, it brainstorms, it plans, it tests, and it verifies everything before completion. To install the Superpowers skill, just run this command and it will get everything set up for you. Again, I'll leave this in the description for you. And then to use it, once you have it installed, you just want to type in /using Superpowers. Now this will enable Superpowers within your project. The problem this solves is, again, extremely simple. It solves the main issue when using Claude Code, being sloppy code that doesn't work. Superpowers, again, breaks that down, verifies the code works before you get a message back saying that it has been completed. I use Superpowers all the time. It is essential in my opinion, and it just reduces the back and forth that can go on for hours when you're trying to complete a project inside of Claude Code. Superpowers will break it down, come up with a proper plan, and execute it until it actually works. Skill 3 is Claude Mem. Now, what this skill does is it carries knowledge to your future Claude Code session. So when you start up a new Claude Code session, it essentially is just starting from scratch. Now, you can solve this problem without Claude Mem by manually updating your Claude MD file or your memory file, but Claude Mem comes in and it does this all automatically for you. So essentially how Claude Mem works is that at the end of your session, it will take all of the important information that you've used within that Claude Code session, write a MD file automatically, compress that, and store it as a vector search. So next time you load up your Claude Code session or another Claude Code session, that information gets injected back into that chat, so Claude knows where you left off. Now, I use this, again, all of the time. It's extremely useful, and it just reduces the manual work that you have to do to make sure your MD file and your memory files are getting updated at the end of every session. Claude Mem also auto-generates Claude MD files as you work. So information is getting saved as you work, which is super powerful. Definitely check out Claude Mem. Now, to actually use Claude Mem and get set up with it, you just can install it via the plugin marketplace, or you can run this command again, which I'll leave in the description. The next skill is GSD, or get shit done. Now, if Superpowers is about actually writing the code, GSD is about the environment that the code is written in. So an easy way to explain this would be, whenever you start up a new Claude Code session, it is going extremely well for the first 30 minutes, and then half an hour into your session, you start getting some sloppy responses, things aren't working correctly, Claude starts forgetting things. This is called context rot. Now, what Get Shit Done does is it solves this by something that they call context engineering. Now, it's really easy to understand. Basically, instead of having one big task, so one session that we're chatting to Claude in, Get Shit Done essentially just breaks the session down into multiple sub-agents, stretching the context window across different sub-agents. So essentially, you're not hitting that context wall or that context rot as quickly. Now, to start using the GSD or Get Shit Done plugin, all you need to do is run this command inside of your terminal. Then restart Claude Code and you will have access. One thing that I would say is that the GSD plugin doesn't save tokens. So each individual sub-agent that it deploys is using more and more tokens. So just be wary of that. In my opinion, it's really, really useful when you're building out some bigger projects. But for smaller tasks, I would probably just use Claude Code inside of one window. Just bear this in mind when using it. It will use more tokens. The fifth and final skill, again, this is one of Anthropic's official skills. In my opinion, is extremely powerful. Again, I have this running globally across all my Claude Code sessions, and it is the front-end design skill. So here's an example. You can see that on the left, we just have vanilla Claude design, and then on the right, we have a design with the front-end design skill. It's really, really that simple, to be honest. It just makes your landing pages, apps, slide decks, whatever you want, way more beautiful, essentially. We've used this on the channel before in some of our website building videos. Definitely recommend having this set up. It just avoids that AI slop sort of looking websites, landing pages, slide decks that you get. Cleans up everything on your page, make sure the text, the design is all perfectly laid out, and I'd highly, highly recommend it if you haven't used the front-end design skill. To install this plugin, all you need to do is run this command. Again, I'll leave it in the description. Super powerful tool. I definitely recommend trying this out. There you have it, 5 essential Claude Code skills and plugins that everyone should be using. Again, I'll leave everything in the description below so you can easily get started with everything that you've seen in this video. Leave a comment if you've used any of these skills or plugins before, and comment if there's any other skills and plugins that you think I should try. Thank you very much for viewing this video. I hope you all have a great day.